I am undone. Take your bow, friend. You have your traitor. What now, I wonder?
Yeah, Lilly probably is thinking she should end his life right now. And what would that prove? No, Nasher will want me alive. He'll want reasons and justification. He'll want a villain to give to the mob. That's likely true, but she's left alone here. I suppose I'll be executed eventually, if just to ease the fears of the people, but it will do nothing. There's so much more to come, so little you understand. You have questions, of course, but I don't have answers. I'll not give you that satisfaction, nor will I give it to the mob that awaits in Neverwinter. Your victory shall be hollow. Alright, asking where the cure is. Don't you worry, it's here. Not that it matters. The plague would have ended soon enough without my false Helmite spreading it. You may save a few of the worst cases, I suppose, but the damage is already done. The plague has sapped the strength of the city. It did what was intended. I have the cure. When you return me to Lord Nasher, the cure will be delivered as well. No need to scramble about searching. Yeah, she's gonna look around, but asking who his masters are, the people of the Eye. We are the ones who follow. We're the servants of the old ones, and you're merely a cattle. You cannot understand. Asking who those old ones are. Save your wrath. You'll get no satisfaction from me. I cannot explain it to you. Does the ant understand the wagon rolling above? Does the boar understand the arrow piercing through? But he doesn't sound like somebody who's been abandoned by the cult. I thought he would be more angry. Alright, saying that Lilly can't comprehend the people of the Eye. Let your saber rattle. Let Nasher bring his interrogators. You get nothing from me. He's saying that the cult is legion, always growing in number. In the end, all who wish to survive will become as we. Move with the tide or be drowned within it. Saying that the false Helmites have been routed, but they'll be replaced. Yeah, asking why they attacked Neverwinter then. To weaken it and strengthen the attacker. Neverwinter is a shadow of its former glory. Glory undeserved. It was an honor to spread the great disease. It's bled you dry, now feed your destruction. The souls of your dead will bring my masters to power. Calling Lilly a child, begging for explanations, but understanding nothing. You're doomed and there's nothing you can do. Alright, she's gonna look around. Ever the mercenary. By all means, loot what you must. I'm quite incapacitated. Reminding her that Lord Nasher is waiting. The Lady of Murder still believes she can execute her plan, albeit modified. The false Watchknight Desther was slain during the exchange of ransom for cure. Fenthick simply gets to return to Neverwinter, alive and oblivious to the fact that Desther's already dead. Black Panther captures Bishop.
Nasher will want me alive, fool! Speak to me, so we may settle out business, and then you can deliver me to the old man like a good little servant.
Or not. Apparently a move forbidden by powers unknown. Lady Aribeth's rabbit hound spared. No matter. As with Fenthick, he'll face the justice of the Lord's court and the wrath of the people. A fate surely worse than the bite of her fearless familiar. Though that dashes any hope of the office getting its fair share for tasks performed.
You just follow me and stay close.
There was one other door off the main hall. Hopefully it doesn't open to a haunted torture chamber as the first one did. A chamber not for torture but for rituals, and equally dark. The heads and bodies of sacrificial victims impaled on spikes. Desther had mentioned souls of the dead bringing his masters to power.
Yes? Is there some...
Souls can indeed be used as the components for powerful spells, though it's considered an evil act of the blackest sort. Lilly wonders if perhaps the people of the Eye are simply using the plague to fuel a vile ritual on the grandest of scales. Likely Watchknight Dumal Erard's private bedchambers. If there's anything of value in Helm's Hold to make up for her thwarted plan, surely it would be found here, under lock and key. Lilly can't imagine how the cult could do it, though. Tapping into the lost souls of Neverwinter for power. Souls have to be properly prepared and stored, usually in a gem like a black sapphire, using spells like Soulbind or Trap the Soul. Unless that was the work of the false Helmites, perhaps. Imagine that. The Wailing Death, accelerated by the blessings of false Helmites, feeds the crypts of the Beggar's Nest, where they're raised by a priestess like Gulnan as incorporeal undead, which can be used and imprisoned just like ordinary souls of the living. Easy work for the false Helmites, which is probably why they built a sanctuary in the district in the first place. Lilly wouldn't be surprised if Lord Nasher finds a cache of black sapphires waiting to be teleported out of the city. An alchemical laboratory. Finally something promising, though she doubts Desther left the cure sitting on one of the apparatuses. Dragon blood. More welcome ingredients for Marrok's recipes of the forge. Although she's already commissioned a Namarra Rapier, there were others, though they required a heavy flail or hand axe. Weapons she doesn't have. And more holy water of a rare purity could prove valuable if she had an enchanted suit of armor or a mace. If there is a cache of black sapphires to be found in Neverwinter, the Lady of Murder would certainly like to find it first. Souls are not only a source of power, they're a valuable commodity. Oh, on the lower planes at least, where night hags and fiends sell and trade souls in exchange for goods and services on a common basis. Or they could simply make a nice tribute to some powerful entity, in return for a boon, of course. A library. Perhaps it'll prove interesting, like the personal diary of Watchknight Dumal Erard, a full confession that he was never a crazed venturer or master of dragons, all lies to impress those who might fund his monastery. A book discussing the leadership of Neverwinter, including its founder, Lord Halueth Never. Lilly's already seen his tomb. and knows about the city's rivalry with Luskan, and how Lord Nasher prohibits maps of the city from being made. It did, however, include an interesting illustration of the royal badge of the city. A white swirl, a sideways M with points to the right, connecting 3 white snowflakes, each snowflake different but each encircled by silver and blue halos. Though time has not treated the pages of the tome well, the illustration not least of all. Otherwise, it also mentioned the Neverwinter 9, Lord Nasher's personal bodyguard. She hadn't thought of it at the time, but his bodyguard was curiously absent during the ritual for the cure. They're said to be entrusted with the many magic items Lord Nasher has accumulated over a very successful decade of adventuring, though it didn't elaborate as to what those items might be. Lily's heard the rumors, though. Boots, a cloak, a pair of gloves, and a ring. She wonders what kind of boots. And a book about the Sword Coast. The main caravan routes between to the south and Waterdeep to the north run through the Sword Coast. Thanks to both the human and bestial predators, the trip has always been dangerous, hence the name, Sword Coast. Though this is not what gives its neighboring Sea of Swords its name. That's due instead to predators of another kind. Pirates. Gloves of the Rogue. Milladolin, an elderly priestess of Oghma, found that age was affecting her and her fellow clergy quite rapidly, causing their hands to shake and preventing them from performing many of their priestly duties. So, with Oghma's blessing, she created the gloves to steady her hands and heighten her muscle control. Years later, however, a young Oghmanyte was caught using the gloves for thieving. Needless to say, word spread, and soon the gloves themselves were stolen and reproduced. Watchknight Dumal Erard has seen enough winters in his life that he likely keeps the gloves around for their original intended purpose. Unless the Blacklake bard forgot to mention that among all his other incredible accomplishments, he's also a Shadowmaster, if not the Grandmaster of Shadow himself of the Shadow Thieves. Ridiculous. It's time to drag the Hound and the Pup back to Neverwinter.
You delay in returning me to Nasher and the precious Lady Aribeth. Hurry with your looting and let this farce come to an end.
Alright, Lily taking Desther back to Neverwinter. I guess presumably Fenthick downstairs coming as well. Don't rush on my account. I know what awaits me. My fate is sealed. There's comfort in that. It is better, I'll wager, than the uncertainty awaiting you.